Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video on my channel, Hairliciously. I know that it's been a while since I've last posted a video, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update that I am back. Just been busy with work, taking care of my two daughters. You know, sometimes life just kind of happens, and I had to kind of push aside the whole YouTube stuff for a little bit. But in today's video, I wanted to give you guys an update on my hair transplant. I know that I really haven't been talking much about hair transplants on my channel. You know, it was more focused on some of the companies in the pipelines with, you know, hair loss treatments and different medications and mechanisms of action that they've been working on. So in today's video, I wanted to give you guys an update finally on how my hair looks currently. I'm standing in front of the window at my house, and it's actually raining outside, so I'm not able to go outside. But I kind of wanted to give you guys the best angle and view of how the hair transplant looks. I've had my first hair transplant, for those who are new, back in 2016. I had about 1,600, 1,700 grafts. And then in 2019, I had another like 1,700, 1,800 grafts into the frontal portion of the hairline. So obviously, you guys can kind of see that it is see-through. This is under direct light with the sun just kind of glaring down my hair. I've been taking finasteride for, I don't know. I've been on and off finasteride. I've tried topical dutasteride, but I'm back on oral finasteride. And it's been doing a good job of stabilizing further progression of hair loss. I haven't noticed that much thinning. But like I said in prior videos, the hairs on the side, my retrograde alopecia, really hasn't been improving, and it's actually been kind of getting slightly thinner. So I've been kind of contemplating on different things that I plan on doing. You know, obviously it's not an urgency because I'm not thinning or I'm not really losing hair. But this is how it looks like, guys. This is after nearly... So what, 2016, so that's how many years? What is it, like 8 years since my first hair transplant? And the density is still looking pretty good. And I just want to note that, you know, you guys are never going to be able to achieve density where it's just like your native hair. It's just not possible. It's a waste because you know, we only have finite grafts that we can implant into the balding areas. So you kind of want to mimic the illusion of full density. But in theory, you know, whenever you have your hair under harsh light, it's going to be very visible. But I think most people are not even going to be able to tell that I've actually had a hair transplant. The only people that really knew that I actually had a hair transplant were actually Koreans. And as you know, Koreans are very, I want to say superficial when it comes to you know, your appearance, you know, things like your hair, skincare, which isn't a bad thing, right? Because you want to take care of yourself, but sometimes they're so focused and they're trying to achieve, you know, perfection. So these, you know, these Koreans, usually they kind of are able to tell because people who are losing hair would obviously, you know, go straight for a hair transplant versus somebody in the US, for example, where I live. Most people are not going to know that I've actually had a hair transplant because even when they see somebody with a really bad hair transplant, they're not going to be able to tell because they don't know how the density works. They don't know how the hairline design is. In my case, I actually had a couple Korean people ask me, and one of them was actually my hairstylist. I actually got my hair cut today, and the reason why I wanted to shoot this video today was because I also wanted to show you guys my FUE scars in the back of my scalp. Typically, this is the way that I cut my hair. It's a #1 fade, mid fade on the sides. And on the top, I don't want to grow it out too long because I kind of run out of different, you know, styles for my hair. But it's probably around maybe like 1.5 inches in length, and the sides are cut down to a #1 mid fade. And I wanted to actually show you guys the back of my scalp. So hopefully you guys are able to see the scars. And if you guys are not able to see it, I'll probably just do a separate video, or, you know, I'll just do a different recording and show you guys embedded within this video. But I also want to stress that, when it comes to FUE and even FUT, both procedures, they're going to leave scars. When it comes to certain clinics that say, oh, if you do FUE, you're not going to get any scars, that's incorrect, because for an FUT, it's obvious, right? You have a big, long, linear scar on the back of your scalp versus an FUE where, the technicians or the doctor is extracting each single graft. So you're going to have smaller, but yet more scars in the back of your scalp. So it's going to be less noticeable just because it's not just one linear scar, but rather it's strategically extracted from this big area, also known as the donor zone. One of the things that I've been contemplating on doing was scalp micropigmentation. I did have a business in Maryland, but fortunately due to time and just kind of family, I had to set that aside. But I still do have the equipment, I have the training, I was certified to practice scalp micropigmentation. And I actually thought that it would be a good video topic to try it on this area here, because obviously for here, it's easy for me to actually do SMP. The back, I'm not really sure, it might be a little bit more difficult, but I actually bought this, I don't know what you call this, but it's kind of like a three-way mirror where, you can kind of do this and be able to see exactly where the scars are, and hopefully I'll be able to kind of increase the density. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but certain areas in the back, the scars are very visible. And this is actually with a number 1 cut in the back, a mid fade. So if I were to shave it down using like a 0 clipper, it's going to be a lot more noticeable. And that's one of the main reasons why I try not to cut down my hair too short. Even this length here, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable now. Like, I don't care if some people point out and ask, hey, did you have a hair transplant? I'd be like, I'm not going to hide the fact that I got a hair transplant. But sometimes, it's kind of noticeable. So typically, I try not to cut anything shorter than a number 1. And I think this kind of haircut suits me. There are times where I just kind of want to grow out my hair, but it doesn't work out because the hair is on the side here. They're thin, like I said, retrograde alopecia. So the only suitable hairstyle, in my opinion, is to kind of cut it short and then also not grow out the top part too long. But yeah, this person did a great job. If you guys are interested, it's a barber out in Chantilly, Virginia. And the hairline looks pretty good. Now, the hairline is a controversial topic, especially for mine, because some people say that I kind of went overboard and that it's too straight, it looks too adolescent, or that it's too kind of like cubey or squarish. But in my case, and in my personal opinion, I think I did a good job lowering it because I naturally had a high forehead and also with temple recession. So you also have to kind of take into account of how much hair that you're losing. Like if you are losing a lot of hair, if you're like a Norwood 4 plus, there's a good chance that you probably wouldn't want to bring down your hairline this low. But to each his own. There's clinics in Turkey especially that I've seen where they try to go for the the Floyd Mayweather type of hairline, very cubey, typically what you see for African Americans. But in my case, it kind of worked out. I'm very glad that I did get the kind of like this closure here. I obviously didn't want to have a receding hairline type of look. And I think Motion Clinic in South Korea did a great job. If you guys are interested in getting a hair transplant, make sure to visit the description box in this channel. Motion Clinic, they've done a phenomenal job. And, I talked about this in a previous video, but they also did a free giveaway. So I'll be documenting some film for the individual who actually is going to be going to South Korea. I probably wouldn't be going, but I'll still be able to show the procedure and then his before and after on my channel. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But just wanted to kind of give you guys a quick update on how everything looks. And if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave me some comments. And I'll try to do more hair transplant content as far as what you need to look for, what you need to look out for, red flags for different clinics, doctors that I recommend. And if you guys also have any doctors in mind, you guys can reach out to me via email or leave me some comments, and I'll do my best to respond back to you. But yeah, here's how it looks. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm very thankful that I'm not losing any more hair like in the mid scalp or the crown region. I don't know if you guys can tell. But I'm really looking forward to the SMP. Hopefully you guys will be interested in that. I don't recommend it if you are not trained or certified to the SMP. But I think it's a great alternative for covering FUE scars, or even to add in the illusion of more density. I probably wouldn't do anything in the front here, just because I kind of want to test it out first on the sides because it's not as noticeable. And this is the area where it's more thinning. But, you know, maybe if I kind of play around with it and then I do decide to add in more density in the front, I might do, you know, a lower amount of density using SMP. Also, my eyebrows, if you guys haven't noticed, I did get microblading done, and I think it looks pretty good. I had thinning on the outer edges of the eyebrows, and I think it made a drastic difference on how, you know, at least aesthetically, how I look, because before, you know, this part here was missing. So I think it's a great thing that I did. You know, like I said, I did try Minoxidil microneedling, but that didn't work out, and I had adverse side effects. So the only more, I guess, permanent solution was to do the microblading. I did think about doing, the eyebrow hair transplant over at Turkey, because Cosmetica, Dr. Jar did offer that to me. But at this time, I don't think I'm gonna be needing that. But if I do, I'll probably go to him and, you know, maybe get like 100 grafts on each side. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. Some of the content that I've been thinking about was, I'll probably do an update on my skincare. A lot of people were asking what I do to take care of my face and my skin. And, you know, it's basically just moisturizing, and I'll go over some different products that I use. But the main thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've been doing a lot of cardio lately. You know, not just for health purposes, but just to kind of be more fit. And when you guys hit like, you know, 35, 36, 37, you have, you know, family, you have work, you have other stuff that you have to deal with. And it's a lot more difficult for you to actually go out and start being, you know, physically active. But in my case, you know, I just kind of push through, wake up early in the morning around 5 or 6, and I hit the treadmill. Doing cardio actually has improved my skin a lot. Before, I used to have a lot of pimples and just, you know, a lot of kind of like fat around my neck. But I would say number one, cardio, exercising, doing some type of you know, physical activity for at least 30 minutes, and just being able to kind of sweat and just get rid of all the toxins out of your skin. I think it's a good way to improve your skin. But I'll be doing a separate video on that. It's good to be back, guys. I'll try to do more videos. If you guys have any other content that you guys want to see, make sure to leave them in the comments below. But thank you so much, guys. Hopefully you guys like this update on my, what is it, like 8-9 year post hair transplant update. But everything's looking good, guys. Let me know in the comments, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Take care.